Sim friends, and welcome back to my channel. So happy to have you back. As you know, or as you might know, this is the second part of the Secret Garden speed build. This is just going to be furnishing the house. If you haven't seen the first part where I actually build the house and build the secret garden, you should check in the description box below for a link to the first part. It'll also be linked at the end of this video as well. And as this is a brand new channel, this is literally my second video ever. I would love it so much if you would like and subscribe. It's really going to help me out. So please do that if you can find it in your heart to do so, or if you just really, really like The Sims, or if you just really, really like speed builds, or if you just really, really like the things that I do. So this is the interior of the house. Right now we're in the parlor where it has that really nice fancy fireplace. This is more of like a sitting room. I wasn't really thinking that I wanted to have like a TV or anything. I don't think they would have had that in the Secret Garden. I don't remember Maggie Smith having a television in her house in the Secret Garden. So this is kind of like a sitting room, a music room. There's like a nice seating area right here by the fireplace. I really love these mirrored side tables that we got with the Vintage Glamour Stuff pack. I think it really, really suits the design for this house. The house is kind of like Victorian style on the inside, very traditional, old-fashioned. Lots of simple colors, blues, red, and just traditional style things on the wall, like the tapestry right there from the Vampire Stuff pack, and then some more stuff. I think actually those other two paintings are from the base game, so that's pretty cool. I also wanted to put a games table in here. I ended up not choosing that one. I choose like the old one, the base game one, because I wanted them to be able to play cards and not just Don't Wake the Llama. Um, as much as I like Don't Wake the Llama, I didn't feel like it really fit in with this build or with the style of this house. So I want to make sure they could play cards on the table. And then the last thing I put in here is a piano, and I did play test it. It's set in there kind of tight. It's a little awkward, but actually I think in the end it looks good and it is usable. It is. I did play test it. You'll see actually my dowager woman sim elder playing the piano in the screenshots at the end. And so here I am in the dining room. Again, I really love this floor. I just kind of came up with that idea. I haven't ever seen anybody else do that. So I really like the floor in here. It's marble in the middle and then a nice white parquet on the outside. The chairs, I wasn't thrilled with red to start. You can see I'm looking for other colors, but because of the way the palettes are set up, you can't choose the wood and the upholstery separately. You have to choose them together. There just wasn't really anything that matched really well because I really like having the two end chairs have the arms and then the other chairs not have the arms, and have it set up like that. So I just had to end up choosing red. That just seemed to be like the best choice. So that's what I chose. You'll see most of the lighting in this house is candles, candle chandeliers, either from Get Together or for the Vampire Stuff pack. I use a lot of art from the Vampire Stuff pack. You can see that set of three oval paintings of the roses. I think that's really cool. I love that they gave us things that aren't vampire faces in those photos or in those paintings so that you can use them in builds like this and it's not like some weird scary vampire thing. So in the dining room, I always forget about the hostess station. So I'm going to put in a side table here to put some stuff on, so to put some clutter items on. I always forget about the hostess station. I saw it afterwards, and if I had the chance to do this over again, I would probably put the hostess station in there in the place of that. And I put that nice picture, but I actually ended up removing that later. It wouldn't place on the table normally, so I had to use the 9 key to lift it up. Here I am back in the living room because I realized I didn't put anything on the mantelpiece, and I thought that was kind of stark. Even though I think I purposely didn't clutter up this house too much because I don't think the character that would live here, would have a lot of stuff, but I did think, something should go on the mantelpiece. It doesn't really make sense. The kitchen is very much like a servant's kitchen. It's not a place that the owners of this house would probably go into very much. It's very stone floor, very plain walls. It's definitely not a place that the owners of the home would probably spend any time in. Pretty utilitarian. I used a lot of the kind of like old-fashioned appliances, and I really like that. I'm not a huge fan. Usually I don't put 2 stoves or 2 sinks, that kind of stuff. But you'll see I do that in this build just because I feel like it makes sense. These people have a lot of money. They might need to have 2 different stoves and 2 sinks, especially if they have a lot of guests and that sort of thing, or probably not anymore, but maybe back in the day when her husband was still alive, there were, guests coming in and out of the house. I do get rid of one of the fridges just because I feel like, who needs 2 fridges? And I also thought they looked kind of awkward next to each other because the stuff inside is exactly the same. So it just looked weird having the 2 next to each other. I also had the opportunity. I put some really cool clutter items in this room. I really love the pantry stuff and like all the boxes and crates. You'll see I put that around the corner in a minute. I always struggle with the balance between having it look really good and having it be functional. So, when you play The Sims, sometimes it can take them forever to walk from one room to another, and then in time and sim game time, you walk from the upstairs bathroom to the kitchen and it took you like a half an hour in game, which is really frustrating. So I didn't want to put the fridge all the way on the other side of the room, but I ended up putting it there just because it worked better with like the windows and that kind of stuff. It's going to take them a little longer to get over there, but you know, it'll be fine, I'm sure. I mean, you just have to like hire a butler or something, and then the butler will make all your food for you, and then you don't have to worry about it. um, this room I thought looks really, really cool. Personally, I really like having that table in the middle of the room. That's something that I saw another simmer do. I can't remember who it was. I don't remember. I think it was James from the Sim Supply, actually. I think he was making like a very cluttered house, like a hippie house. I think we had just gotten the movie stuff pack. So it was like a hippie house, and he had made like a really cluttered kitchen that had a table in the middle of the room, and I really like that. So I've been using that a lot recently. So thanks, James from the Sim Supply. I really appreciate that idea. Um, and then I'm just cluttering up, putting a bunch of stuff in clutter items, hand towels, soap, that kind of stuff, spices, things to use in the kitchen that you would use. I always leave at least one or two, probably at least 2 counters usable with nothing on them as like usable space, because otherwise, the Sims have to have somewhere to put the dishes down. They have to have somewhere to put the food down to prepare it. If they don't have that, oh, I do put the fridge back. Good for me. Oh no, I don't. Just kidding. I thought about it because I really wanted it to be usable. That's something that I really care about. I don't want it to take an hour for the Sims to walk across the house, but just kidding. I got excited and then I ruined my own dreams. That's okay. So yeah, I'm putting spices in, the salt and pepper stuff. I think we got that with the Dine Out pack. So I really love that. The knife block, obviously. And then I really love that spinny spice rack. I think that's really cool, but I always forget to use it. I hate that. There's so many really awesome items in The Sims that I will frequently forget to use, and it like drives me crazy. And in here, I thought it'd be cool. Like this would be a place, like a little bulletin board and a chalkboard for, the servants to be able to write down what they need, like a shopping list, that kind of stuff. I think this room is probably my favorite room. This is the study. In thinking about, the characters that live here, the Sims that live here, again, it's based off of The Secret Garden, and, this is Maggie Smith's character's house, the old dowager. And I was thinking that this probably like used to be her husband's study. But so that's why I actually put, you'll see I put a portrait that we got with the get together pack of like a younger woman. I was thinking maybe it's, the old dowager before, her husband died way back in the day. So I put some like really cute old timey stuff. I really love that old fashioned camera. I think that's great. I also love having those trunks in houses. Because it gives you storage space so that your inventory doesn't get super, super full. So I don't know about you, but especially if you have like a legacy family, or if you have a household that you have for several generations or has a lot of people in it, after a certain amount of time, their inventory is just full of stuff, and so it becomes really difficult to sort through. So I really love having those trunks in the houses. So just so that there's like somewhere other than your inventory to like drop all your stuff, your elements and your crystals and your fossils and your, vegetables and all of that kind of stuff that you gather throughout your time playing the game. And then there's just a little area outside here. I realized later that the chairs I matched, the chairs I picked don't match. The metal doesn't match. Again, it's that same problem with, the wood and the metal. You can't choose them separately. You have to choose them the same. And the wood matches, and I guess I must have just thought it was the lighting. I don't know. So they don't match. But, if you download this house, you can always fix it. And again, you can download this. My origin ID is just Jurassic_Snark, just like my YouTube channel name. It's exactly the same. You could copy paste it. You can also look for hashtag Snark on the gallery. That way you'll be able to find anything that I build from here on out. The stuff that I built before does not have that hashtag. You just have to find it under my origin ID. But again, I have not quite 1,000 downloads probably as of today, probably somewhere around 950. So get on there, download some of my stuff. I would really love to get up over 1,000 downloads. That would be super, super awesome. I would be so happy about that. So please help me out, like and subscribe. Go on my Origin profile, download some stuff. That would be super awesome. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. So in the first part of this video, I asked people to, let me know in the comments what childhood movies they remember really loving growing up, and if there's anything in it they would like to see built in The Sims. I would love to do that. Get some suggestions. Not that I don't have plenty of ideas. I have this whole big long list of ideas of things to build, but I would really love to see what you want to see. That would be really interesting to me. So leave that down in the comments. Also, what do you want to see coming in The Sims? I know, again, we know that we have eco living coming. We know that we have the pets pack coming. But what else? I think for me, the big one that I would really love to see is seasons. I would love to see us get seasons with some more gardening, possibly farming type stuff. So really hope that we get that in 2018. I'm really hoping that's coming because that's something that I would really, really love to have. But anyway, back to the build. So I just put that portrait up that I was talking about earlier. There's another one from the vampire pack that's not super creepy looking. I love that. And then I'm back in the bedroom again, the pink bedroom, which is the dowager's bedroom. It's very bright because I think it harkens back to the time, when her husband was still alive. And you can see the portrait over the bed is the counterpart to the young woman portrait that's down in the study. So that's, she hung up the portrait of her husband on the wall. It took me a little while to figure out what I wanted to do with the rest of the room. It's a really big room, and in the other big blue bedroom, I had the same trouble. Sometimes it's difficult to, kind of fill up space, but we have so many really great items. I love this little seat at the end of the bed. It matches the wallpaper really nicely. And then that's kind of like an open air closet. And then we have this really cool vanity mirror that we got from, I'm pretty sure we got that with Vintage Glamour stuff, I'm pretty sure. And then the makeup tray that we got with the Parenthood pack. So yeah, I think that this actually really makes sense for the character. This is pretty sparse, not a lot out. I think she's probably really neat and tidy. That's not something, she wouldn't have a lot of cluttered stuff. I also kind of toyed with the idea of putting some cobwebs up in the house, but I felt like that was a little too much. I love that we got those cobwebs with the vampire stuff pack. I think those are really, really neat. That we can put those up and make houses look really old or haunted. But I don't know. I kind of thought about doing it. I wish that we had some furniture that's covered in sheets. That's something I totally would have used in the study. Oh man, we should figure out how to make that. I'm sure there's a simmer somewhere who's figured that out to make it look like something's covered in a sheet. I don't know. I'll have to go on there and figure it out. I bet you could use the towel that hangs on the wall. It's kind of, or a robe or something. I bet you could probably figure it out. So I love this bathroom. I love this claw-footed tub by the window. I think that's a really gorgeous spot. I would love to take a bath there. I don't know about you, but I really love this bathroom. I think it's really cool. This house has 3 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. I only kept in the recording 2 of the bathrooms. The other 2 were kind of boring or small. One was the downstairs bathroom, one's a very small upstairs bathroom, so I left them out. But I really like this one. I really love that toilet that came with the vampire stuff pack. I think that is so awesome. And then here's the other bathroom right here. I toyed with using the corner tub, but it didn't really work out in the end. It's just too big, and the bathroom was kind of small. And especially if this is an older house, it's not going to have a gigantic bathroom. That doesn't make any sense. I also had trouble with the curtains clipping in a strange way. They wouldn't kind of stay where I wanted to stay. So I ended up just changing the ones in the pink bathroom to match the ones in the blue bathroom because I just didn't really like them looking different. They're right next to each other. It doesn't make sense. So again, that's another weird thing that happens in The Sims. And if you build in The Sims, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes weird stuff happens and you just have to deal with it. Um, so I ended up choosing this other bathtub that we got with the get together stuff pack. I think it looks really good. The gray wood. I just think it looks really, really nice in this bathroom, especially with those curtains behind it. It matches just really nicely. I think it looks really good. So we're finishing up this bathroom. We're going to be moving on, I think, to one of the other bedrooms. I kind of cut short the builds for the other bedrooms just because I don't want this video to go too long. I talked about it a lot in my last video, really, really long for a first YouTube video for a speed build. Yeah, so I kind of cut to the middle in this bedroom and in the next one too. So I don't know. I guess I would be interested to know, do you prefer, if you made it this far to the video, to the 16.5 minute mark, um, do you prefer long videos? Do you prefer short videos? Do you prefer it to go really fast? Do you prefer to have it, normal speed or half speed? Right now I am playing the speed build at 4 times speed, which I think is what most people do when they have a big build like this. Um, I think any faster, it would probably be impossible to watch. But, do you like it the speed? Do you want it to be slower? I'm still kind of soliciting feedback on all this stuff right now because, like I said, this is brand new for me. I've never really done this before. I've watched a lot of the other channels, and I listed a bunch of them in my last build video, but I'm still kind of getting used to the things that everybody likes. But let me know. Let me know what you think, and I will maybe make changes based on what you have to say. So we're coming up on the end of the build. This last room I decided to make into an art studio, but you could totally change it into a bedroom if you wanted. It could be a child's bedroom or something like that. So, again, please like and subscribe. That would really help me out. This is a brand new channel. Let me know what you would like to see build, especially if it's based on a movie from your childhood. Let me know all of that stuff and get on the gallery on The Sims 4 and download this gorgeous masterpiece, just Jurassic_Snark. Thanks a lot, y'all.